Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of our RPG series. We've done a lot of stuff in this series so far. So in this episode, what we're going to do is some more refactoring to make our code more modular, more readable, more user-friendly, and all that. And in particular, the code that we're going to be looking at is our enemy behavior code. So right now, our enemy behavior is handling everything from input, from triggers and stuff and everything to the locomotion, to the combat. But we want to split all that out into different scripts. So the plan is that our enemy behavior should kind of be like our brain, like our root behavior, our brain for our enemy, which then calls different functions from different scripts based on the event currently being triggered. All right, so let's get into it. And remember, if you're enjoying this series, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. By the time this video is up, for all those who, I think I had said I was going to give 2 people, I've decided to give all the guys in the Discord, and then I'll pick a person from the comment section. So all the guys in the Discord will get the texture pack, and then from the comment section we'll pick another person. So again, if you haven't joined the Discord server already, the link will be in the description below, and then you can do that. If you're new to the channel, can subscribe so that you don't miss out on this series and on all the other series we might do. I plan on actually doing an Unreal Engine series on this, and yeah, you can also comment what you want to see. You can like the video, because that will greatly help out the channel. Thank you very much for all the support that you've shown so far, and yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So what we're going to do here is, first of all, we're going to create a new C# script, and we're going to call this AI locomotion. Okay. We might rename it in the future to something else, but for now, this script will do. Then we're going to have another C# script, which we're going to call AI combat. Okay. So that now we can break down our behavior script. So let's go into our enemy behavior. So we've got all this right now, but most of it will be unnecessary. So pull up the notes. So the first thing that we're going to do at the very top, we're going to add references to those 2 scripts that we've created. So we're going to say serialize field, AI locomotion, which we're going to call AI locomotion. Then we are also going to have another one, serialize field, AI combat, for AI combat. Nice. So now let's see, we've got our script. Yep, we put that, we've got our controller, we've got our animator. Okay, we're going to add another variable here. So right here where we put our vector3, we're going to add another private vector3. This is not part of today's lesson, but we might implement it right here. So last known location. Okay, so what we're planning to do is, if you manage to get away from the enemy, it will go back to its last known, let's call it last known throw point. So it will go back to the last known patrol point and carry on patrolling from there. Because right now, once it loses you, it doesn't do anything. So we're also going to have okay, for now let's go with that. We might add some other variables a bit later, but for now let's go with that. Let's go into our start function here, and then in our start function, let's see, we've got the character controller, get character controller, then we've got we're going to have the AI combat, which is going to be equal to get component AI combat, and then the AI locomotion the same. Here is where things are going to start changing a bit. So currently, when we go to our update here, we've got this patrol function. So if player is not found, we've got this patrol function. So what we're going to do is to come here, we're going to get this function, a whole lot of it. Let's just Control X to cut it. We're going to have a bit of an issue there. Then you're going to come and put your cursor right on the AI locomotion. You're going to press your F12 key to take you to that script. Then inside of our AI locomotion script, we are going to remove the update if we don't need it. I'm going to paste our patrol script there. It's going to have so many errors, but not a problem. I'm going to handle them. So handle them. We're going to go back to our enemy behavior. We're going to look at everything that is needed here. We're going to look at the first thing we need are the patrol points. So we're going to Control X, start from our enemy behavior, and then we're going to put it in there. So we've reduced our errors. We've got the animator. So we're going to go back, the animator, and even the controller itself. Control X that, the AI locomotion, Control V that. Okay, then we've got move direction. So move direction, this guy, we're going to Control X. Then we're going to bring him down there. So now move direction is done. We've got the enemy behavior. So for the enemy behavior, we're not going to actually cut it out because we're also going to use it inside the script. So we're going to Control C, and then we're going to paste it there. Okay, then we've got the current waypoint and every other stuff like that. So these guys here, we're going to Control X both of those. And then we're going to put them in there. Then we've got the wait times. So these guys here, let us cut them out and let us bring them into this guy here. And then this script is now fine. Everything is working as it should. But we're going to change a little bit. But right now everything is working as it should. So what we're going to do is now in the enemy behavior, we've got this part here. So we're going to get this part and the animator and the patrol points. We're going to cut that out. Maybe not cut it out, but I'm going to put it there. So we are lacking the parent object. So what we're going to get is go back to the enemy behavior again, get the, wait a minute, parent, this guy here. So let's get him from here. And then into the AI locomotion, we can put him right about there. Then we are going to need to bring this guy, copy him out, and bring him there. Now we've got a little bit of an issue here. Let me bring in using system.link, and there we go. There we go. So that's our locomotion script, unless I've missed something. So now inside our locomotion script, there are a few things that we're going to change. Currently, we have it working the way we want it to work. We're just going to make it a bit more, much better than what we have. So right now here, where it's giving us this error, I'm going to say AI. So we're going to say AI locomotion, then dot control. So it will complain due to its protection level. What we're going to say is this script is going to be a public script which can be accessed from other scripts. There we go. Brilliant. So now, when we come here, we've got the check for player function, which is also giving a bit of an issue. So let's see where we're getting the issue. The animator variables and the character moving. That's fine. Alright, we didn't have to cut those guys out because we're using them in that script. Though I'm gonna find a better way. I don't wanna use them in that script. But let's just bring them back. So the controller and the animator, which are the two which are giving us errors. So let's just copy those two, bring them into the enemy behavior, paste them there, and then the enemy behavior as well won't have an issue anymore. So now that we have that like that, let us see what kind of behavior we're gonna get here. Oh, we're gonna have some nullable parts because we've changed the script. So now when we come here, we're going to come to the AI locomotion, put it there, AI combat as well, put it there. Let's move the AI combat below the AI locomotion because we haven't done anything with the combat. Now it's going to ask for our patrol parent. So we're gonna keep that there. Then it's gonna ask for our behavior. We're gonna come to that guy and put our, well, for some reason, why is it confusing? Oh, that's the wrong one. It's this guy, the ground enemy. Oh my goodness. We've got so many scriptable objects. Okay, there we go. And then the character controller and the animator, I'm guessing it's getting them. No, it's not. So let's do that. Character controller is equal to get component character controller. And then what else? Animator is gonna be equal to get component in children. Then we're gonna say animate for, okay. That's it. That's about it. I'm gonna compile and save. So now it should get the animator from the child component of the dummy, and then those two should be filled, and then we should have him patrolling. There we go. So we still have our very behavior, but he's now seen us, and because he has seen us, we are having an issue where he cannot chase us. So what is happening here? Let's see. Animator of the enemy behavior has not been set. So this guy here, because he has seen us, but now he can't chase us. Okay, we're going to get into that very soon. Very soon. So let's actually set that up quickly. I'm thinking of us doing this differently. I'm thinking that Anyway, since the other NM AI might also use the same locomotion, but they will not need to chase the player or check for the player, we'll leave this here. But what we shall say is here, we're going to say animator is going to be equal to get component in children animator, and then the player, and then the player controller, or rather character controller, is going to be equal to get component, not in children this time, character controller. Pause. Our check for player only has to happen on the enemy AI. So in the case that we use the same scripts for the NPC AI, we could just have the NPC AI behavior referencing locomotion, giving them places to move about, but for them we might go with a different kind of thing. We might go with nav mesh agents than patrolling and stuff like that. All right, so we'll leave that in there. It will not give us any errors. Then what we'll have now is same behavior that we had, but only difference is that this time when he sees us, he's going to chase us. So upon him seeing us, he's going to chase us, because that is still working. But all we've done is that we've moved it to a different script so that we have our enemy behavior cause so many scripts and not it be the very long script. So let me try and so now the problem that we have is that even if we happen to run away from him, we can never really get away from him. So how are we going to do this? So inside of our check player, we're going to have a bit of a change, just a small bit of a change. So let's go into our check player function. Into our check player function. So currently we've got the that we've got the angle, and then we've got our chase speed, then we've got the raycast. As soon as it is hit, compare and see if it's a player, and then we set our boolean of player found to true, which is good. Now at this point, once we set our boolean of player to true, we're going to use our variable that we set up there, which is the last non-patrol point, is going to be equal to, so the last non-patrol point is going to be equal to, okay, so we're going to say last non-patrol point is going to be equal to air locomotion dot current patrol point dot transform dot position. That's the current patrol point. Then we're going to go into our enemy behavior. We're going to do the quaternions and the turning and everything. Then we're going to do our movement direction. Then we're going to set our variables and move our character. Now, if here's what we're going to come up with another thing. If we're going to say vector 3, if vector 3 dot distance, right? So if the distance of this, the script where this is seated, so dot position, and then comma, we are going to say, let's see, we're going to say then player dot position, right? If this is less than the enemy behavior dot attack range, right? Because we remember we've got an attack range where we want to be able to do attacks. If that is so, we are now going to have to call our AI combat dot attack. Okay, so we currently do not have that script, so let's go into our AI combat right here. We're going to come down here. We're going to say public void attack. And in here, we're going to just say debug.log attacking player. All right. So now let's go back here. So we're going to see that once this condition is met, we're going to now, let me put a comment here, implement, oh, that goodness, that's my bad. Implement attack behavior. All right. Then what we're going to do is, currently we've got our if physics.raycast blah 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 blah. So if the raycast isn't hitting anything, so let's come here and say else. If we hit and then the raycast isn't hitting, let's say else if we're going to say a vector, yes, vector 3 dot distance, okay, is equals to transform dot position comma last known patrol point nah, let's not do it like that. Let's not do it like that. Let's say if let me see, if the distance to our player, okay, so player dot position, I've changed my mind on how we're going to do this, dot position is greater than, okay, our return, did I put that function there, that variable, did I put it up here? Okay, we did not. So okay, let's use the other thing that we have. Let's say if it's greater than our enemy behavior dot vision range, that means we can no longer see the player. Then in this case, we're going to say player found is going to be equal to false. Player found is going to be equal to false. And then once player found is equals to false, so it will come back here and then say if not player found, it will go back into enemy.patrol, but following the last patrol point. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I might have to keep testing this because this is just early stages for the going back. I'm going to test it some more so that we have it working the way we want it to work. But for right now, what we're going to see is that we hit play. Let's get him to see us quickly. Come on, see us. We've got an issue. What is the issue? He's seen us, but when we come to our player locomotion, so the current patrol point of air locomotion has not been assigned. The current patrol point, okay. So every time here, we're gonna have to set it here. We're gonna have to say current patrol point is equal to current patrol point index. No, we're going to say is equals to patrol points or index current patrol point index dot transform dot position. Is that? Oh, it needs to be a transform. Okay, a transform. There we go. So we're going to set it there. So once we reach a point, we're going to be setting it. Every time we reach a point, we're going to be setting it. That way we can use it in our other script to remember our last known patrol point. So let's go back here, have him see us, he chases us. And then if we had a way of sprinting that we could actually leave him, we would be able to see him returning to patrol from his last known point. But right now, we keep running and he keeps seeing us. And you can see at the bottom there, our debug.log, every time he gets close, attacks, so attacking player. Every time he gets close, he attacks the player. But in this case, what we're going to have is an animation play and him stop. That's what we're going to have happen. So that's for the refactoring of our enemy behavior. In the next episode, we should have ourselves implementing him attacking us. We just had to clean that up a bit in this one, so it's going to be slightly shorter. But in the next one, we should have a bit of a longer episode because we're going to have him attacking us. Let me see how much time has gone. Can I actually squeeze something in here? Can I actually squeeze something in here? Nah, we're not going to. Let's just... Actually, you know what? Let's just finish up one more thing, just a tiny thing inside the air locomotion. So once we're done with our patrol function, let's go down here. And then let's say public void return to patrol. Oh my goodness. Return to patrol. Now what we're going to say here is what we're going to say here is that let's see. Because what we want to do here is to return to patrol. Okay, so what we're going to do here is that, let me see, let's look at how the patrol is working, because we want to be able to pass. So we're getting the vector target position. So let's change this. Let's put our vector 3 target position outside. So we're going to put our vector 3 target position up there. We're going to make it a private one. Vector 3 target position. Then we're going to now keep using it here. Target position is goes to that, and everywhere else where it's being used shall remain unchanged, like move direction. But when we say return to patrol, we're going to say target position is going to go to we're going to say current patrol point position. That's what we're going to do. That way it will go back and move to that patrol point. Then in the enemy behavior, what we're going to say is if player if is not found, we're going to before we go to patrol, we're going to say we're going to call AI locomotion dot return patrol. Then we're going to call patrol point. So we're going to check. We're going to have a check again here. We're going to say if AI locomotion dot current patrol point is not null. That means we had saved something then we're going to go there, and then it's going to carry on like that. But once we're done here, let's just reset the current patrol point. I'm going to go to null so that it starts afresh from right there, because otherwise it will keep doing the same thing. So let's do that, and then let's end it there. So in the next episode, we're going to now implement the whole. I thought we were using last known patrol point somewhere here. We're not. Okay, we're not. All right, it's fine. Okay. So in the next episode, we're going to implement him attacking us. We're going to have some animations for him attacking us, and then hopefully also we are going to implement him returning to patrol when he can no longer see us. Okay, this is where we're going to end this one. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, do all that great stuff, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.